Well, hi. It is so nice to be here. My name is Jenny Emmel. I'm a licensed professional clinical counselor from Quality Life here in Fargo. I am so excited to be talking with you today about the effects of stress on our health. And the reason I'm excited is because I want to learn about this thing called stress. I'm just not sure what it is. Do y'all know? Can you share it with me? Yeah, right. Okay, well, what is stress? The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration defines stress as an emotional and physical strain caused by response to pressure from the outside world. We don't have any of that, do we? Well, seriously, I was asked to talk to you today about this stress and its relationship to your health. The question was posed as, is stress making you sick? And the answer, my dear friends, is yep, it is. So I don't know, are we done now? Well, really, what is stress? Just a little piece of everyday life. Let's talk about how this stress affects our body. There's a phenomenon known as the mind-body connection. And, in psychology, we've known about this for many years, and we've hypothesized about it, and we've talked about it. That's what we do in psychology. But up until recently, we really didn't have a whole lot of hard evidence. Lately, though, there has been a lot of research done on the mind-body connection. And what we have found is, there is very definitely a strong correlation between what happens in the mind and what happens in the body. And that is what we're going to talk about today. Your mind can affect your physical health in so many ways. It can be in positive ways, and it can be in negative ways. Your body is actually hardwired to protect you in any stressful situation. It's hardwired to react to stress in ways that many years ago could protect you from all the threats in your environment, from predators, from other aggressors. I mean, such threats are pretty rare today. When's the last time you got chased by a tiger in the parking lot at Hornbachers, right? But even though those types of threats are rare, it does not mean that your body doesn't react to the stress. Thousands of years of evolution are not just undone. On the contrary, undoubtedly, we all face multiple demands every single day. And you know what I mean. It might be shouldering a huge workload. It might be trying to make ends meet, taking care of your family, or just general life circumstances. They can be extremely stressful. So, even though it may not be a tiger, your body treats these minor hassles as threats. As a result, you might feel as if you're under attack, and that's normal. But you can fight back. You don't have to let stress control your life. When you encounter one of these perceived threats, maybe you're walking down the street and a huge dog comes out and barks at you. Your hypothalamus, which is A tiny little region in the base of your brain sets off an alarm system throughout your body. Through a combination of nerve and hormonal signals, this system prompts the adrenal glands to release a surge of hormones, including adrenaline and cortisol. Now, adrenaline increases your heart rate, elevates your blood pressure, it boosts your energy, getting ready for that fight or flight, right? Cortisol, which really is the primary stress hormone, increases glucose or sugars in the bloodstream. It enhances the use of this glucose in your brain. It increases the availability of other substances that can actually repair your tissues, which obviously you'll need if you get attacked by a tiger at Hornbach's, right? Cortisol also alters your immune system responses, and it suppresses the digestive system. The complex natural alarm system that we're talking about right now also communicates with regions of your brain that control mood and motivation and fear. Now, the body's stress response system is usually self-limiting, and once that perceived threat has passed, generally the hormones return to normal. As adrenaline and cortisol levels drop, your heart rate will slow, your blood pressure returns to baseline, and other systems resume their regular, normal activities. But when the stressors are always present, you constantly feel like you're under attack, and that fight or flight reaction just stays turned on. This puts you at increased risk for numerous health problems. Oh gosh, these could include fast heart rate, back, neck, shoulder pain, difficulty breathing, sweating, upset stomach, grinding your teeth, trouble sleeping, fatigue, muscle tension, dizziness, anxiety, depression, digestive problems, headaches, heart disease, sleep problems, and weight gain. Your memory and concentration can be impaired. It can cause arthritis, flare-ups, and even hair loss. That's why it's so important to learn healthy ways to cope with the stressors in your life. So what do? What coping techniques can you use? Well, all of us use coping techniques. I mean, sometimes they're negative. Hopefully they're positive, but at least we can learn to replace the negative ones with more positive techniques. So, what are some examples of these negative coping techniques we're talking about? Could be smoking, drinking, overeating, undereating. Some people take a whole plethora of pills or other drugs. Withdrawal from loved ones. These are all negative coping techniques. In their article titled Stress Management that was published in healthguide.org back in January 2013, Smith and Siegel reported that negative coping skills might actually relieve stress in the short term, but it's only temporary. And actually, they do much more harm than good to your body. So what we have to figure out is a way to replace the negative coping skills with positive coping skills. And let's talk about some options for positive coping skills. You can write. Journaling is a very effective way to handle stress. Just let your feelings out. You could engage in physical activity. Learn to use positive self-talk. Catch yourself when you start to say the negative things that we all say, and turn it around. Make it positive. Yoga can be very helpful. You can learn to be assertive and learn to say, no, can't do it. Count to 10. You can take some deep breaths. Oh, maybe you could do something you absolutely love for 15 minutes a day. And you could use mindfulness or meditation. That's a big buzzword these days. You hear about it everywhere. And what is mindfulness anyway? Well, mindfulness is the action of focusing, of doing one thing at a time. We hear a lot about multitasking, but we know from research that multitasking is not effective. Generally, we're much more productive and certainly healthier doing one thing at a time. So with meditation, some of the benefits are that it can relax the body in the short term. That's wonderful, but the biggest benefit of meditation comes from training the mind. It's like training a muscle. The goal is to focus your mind on one thing at a time, one thing, and remain there. If you can learn to focus your mind on one point, there can be chaos going on everywhere, but it is not nearly as disruptive. Your body, your being is not nearly as affected as it would be if you didn't maintain that focus. Your focus is here and the chaos is here. Studies show how extremely effective meditation can be. Lots of studies recently at Harvard, and also I'm kind of proud to say that the University of Minnesota has had a pretty significant role in some of this research. About 5 years ago, they took a population of about 35 people, all different occupations, different life circumstances, and they brought them in to the clinic. They did MRIs of everybody's brain. So they had this baseline data. And then they took these people and they taught them how to meditate. And they went out and they all meditated for 20 minutes a day. And in 6 weeks, they came back to the clinic. The U of M got new MRIs. And when they compared that data, there were actual physical changes in the structure of the brain, cellular changes in the structure of the brain. Meditation's been shown to be extremely effective in treatment for anxiety, for depression, bipolar illness, just a whole plethora of different mental illnesses, and it can have a huge impact on how stress affects our lives. So I want to reiterate just a few major points. Let's think about, why do we react to stress typically the way we do? And part of it, as I said before, is evolutionary over thousands of years. This fight-flight syndrome helped humans survive. But there are other contributing factors as well. Genetics can play a role. You know, genes that control this stress response in our bodies usually keep us on a fairly even keel, and we only occasionally go into this fight or flight mode. But overactive or underactive stress responses can result from just very slight differences in genes. Life experiences. You know, there are such strong stress reactions that can be traced back to trauma. I mean, people who were neglected or abused as children, or people who've experienced violent crime, public servants like policemen and military personnel and firefighters. These people experience some form of trauma on a daily basis. And all of this has a huge impact on how their body responds. Their mind and their body work together in these stress reactions. You know, stress is just a fact of life. You may not always be able to change your circumstances, but you do have the option to take steps to manage how much impact these stressful events can have on you and on your health. You know, lots of things that we can do to help manage our stress. Eat a healthy diet, get some exercise, take some time for your hobbies, or to listen to music, or read a book, or spend time with friends. You know, laughing. A good sense of humor can just be cathartic. And if you need to, please don't hesitate to seek professional counseling. There are lots of options, lots of pathways to manage stress. Again, some of the benefits of meditation, the payoff for learning how to manage stress can indeed be peace of mind, and perhaps, and probably, a longer, healthier, and more enjoyable life. Lots of options to learn how to meditate. There are tons of podcasts and YouTube videos and books and CDs to help you learn how to handle stress in this way. My thought is that, especially when you're first learning to meditate, there's a benefit to trying to do that in a group so that you have some guidance and someone to help you along. You know, there's this preconceived notion of what meditation is, and it's like this guru sitting cross-legged in the floor and going Om, and then, you know, pursuing this clear mind. Well, guess what? The human mind does not clear. It's not supposed to. That's not how it's designed. You know, the real purpose of meditation is to just develop the focus. Whether you're focusing on your breath, on a candle, whether you're focusing on a guided meditation, you know, the thoughts come, hundreds, thousands of thoughts in a minute. You just notice these thoughts in meditation. You just notice and you let them go. And gently, very gently, you bring yourself back to the meditation. You know, many years ago when I was first trying to learn to meditate, I thought, I cannot do this. I cannot clear my mind. I can't do it. They call that monkey mind. I mean, it's like your mind's everywhere. It's not behaving very well. Well, guess what? That's how the human brain works. That's how it's supposed to work. And that is why we call it the practice of meditation, because the practice is returning again and again to the focus of the meditation. That's how it works. You just let the thoughts happen. You notice them and you bring yourself back time and time again, time and time again. The long-term benefits of meditation practice can truly be phenomenal. There are lots of resources. Resources in Fargo. I mean, you can go to the Spirit Room. There are meditation classes all over the place. Quality Life. Where I work, I'm actually tomorrow night, in fact, starting a meditation group. It's a free group. We're doing it as a community service. You know, it's so beneficial for everyone in the community, and it's so beneficial for me to be able to offer that. We'll meet at Quality Life. There are flyers and my business card on the table. Gives you all the information you need. The group will run from 6 to 6:30-ish. We'll do just a little bit of background on the meditation, and then we'll just practice the focus and come back again and again and again. As I said, this group is completely free. You know, you can make a small donation if you want to. Absolutely, it is not required. We would love to see you there if you'd like to come. I think it would be an awesome opportunity to experience some of these benefits that I've been talking about. It can be a real game changer, regardless of what you choose to do to handle your stress. I challenge each and every one of you to please explore the options. Reflect on your life. Think about what stressors are going on and think about how you cope. You know, you can't avoid stress completely, but you can absolutely take steps to help manage it. Thank you so much for having me today, for letting me come and speak about my passion for meditation. I hope that you receive some valuable information. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. And please feel free. If you'd like to come to the group tomorrow night, we sure would love to have you. Thank you.